Thank you. Wow, this is incredible. This is incredible. This whole experience has been amazing. I just want to thank everybody. We've had an interesting couple of days, I have to tell you. But the crowds, you know, we were in Dayton just a little while ago, and the whole thing, it's been so unbelievable. It's been so unbelievable that the kind of crowds we've had have been, you know, they're record-setting. Wow, look at all these people. Look at all that press. Look at that. Look at that. We love you. We love you. We love you, Missouri. We love you, Missouri. We love you. I could do it as though I came here, but then I wouldn't be legit, because I know it as Missouri and we like it. So thank you all. Thank you all for being here. So we have a big, big day coming up on Tuesday. And I think that it's going to be hopefully record-setting. They're talking about what's happening all over the world. They're talking about it. And it has been such an honor. But they're talking about it as a movement. We're going to take our country back. We're going to make America great again. Really are. And we're going to beat Hillary Clinton. I assume it's going to be her. We're going to beat her very badly. And we haven't even started on that one yet, but we're going to beat her very badly. And we've got to do it. Otherwise, we're all wasting time, folks, okay? And we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste time. I will say this. Look, I'm self-funding my campaign. I'm putting up my own money. You know, these other guys, they're all subject to whatever the people that put up the money, whether it's a PAC, they're all subject to these people. They put up the money. Believe me, that's the people they listen to. I call them the bosses. They are the bosses. So with me, you're the boss, and that's the way we're going to have it. So we made some stops and we made some speeches today. We had incredible crowds. We had incredible crowds. We went to Cleveland. We had 27,000 people in Cleveland. And we went to Dayton and we had 20,000. We had it in a hangar. And I didn't have to get out too much. I walked out the plane. It was unbelievable. A massive hangar, packed. The people came forward, and something interesting happened. Did you hear about what happened? Not so good. Not so good. He just said, won't happen here. Who knows? You got to be careful. We need strong courts. We need strong laws. You know, we're not playing on the same field. So should I talk about that or not? Do you want me to talk about what happened? See, that's the nice thing about not using teleprompters and not reading speeches, which would be so much easier. Would be so much easier. Boy, would that be nice. You get up, you read a speech, you leave 25 minutes later, next, no good, right? That's no good. By doing it the way I do it, number one, there's a lot more enthusiasm, there's a lot more energy, to quote Jeb Bush, but a lot more energy. And you can talk about things that happened 25 minutes ago. You know, when you're writing up speeches, you can't do that. Someday I'll read speeches, but I really don't like doing it as much. But I do have something I'm going to read, which I think you're going to find interesting. So I was in Dayton. It was an amazing experience. We had great crowds. We had a great group of people. It sounds like you have a couple of protesters back there. The hell with them. Is there? I don't know. Either they're protesters or they're great fans, right? But in Dayton, so everything's going well. The crowd was really well behaved because, as you know, in Chicago, we had a real problem. Get him out of here. Get him out. Get him out. I think they're Bernie supporters. I think they're Bernie supporters. And a little bit less Hillary. You know, Hillary was saying, Donald Trump has to stop the rhetoric. He has to stop it. And my people are great. It's these people that are the problem. So they're Bernie supporters. I'll tell you what, though. The police are so great. Thank you, police. We love our police. We love our police. They do such a great job. They do such a great job. So, anyway. So yesterday in Chicago, Yeah? Hello, darling. Go home to mom. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy. Look at those cameras, the way they bend around. They'll do anything for a shot. That's why I love the protesters. The only way we find out how many people are in these places is through the protesters. So I love our protesters. And we don't want to hurt the protesters, please. We don't want to hurt the protesters. So here's the story. In Chicago, we had an interesting day. We had 25,000 people replying. They all wanted to be there. Fortunately, we could call them. We could get them. What happened is we had very professionally organized. The signs were made. Quiet. The signs were professionally made. Bernie, you'll have to check. It's probably the same location. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. All right, thank you. You know, it's really amazing. You know, when you think about it, you see this, just disruptors, bad people, so bad for our country, so bad for our country. People have no idea what's going on. So bad. So bad. Do we have a good time at Trump rallies? Does this happen with anyone else? Man. Unbelievable. Now, here's another one. Here's another beauty. Get him out. Oh, Bernie. Bernie. It's another Bernie sign. Get out of here, Bernie. Get out of here, Bernie. It's another Bernie sign. Get her out of here. Out. That's a Bernie supporter, folks. Got the Bernie sign. Were you put in here by Bernie? Get out. Out. Get her out. Get her out. are these people coming from? Unbelievable. Where are they coming from? Unbelievable. All right, thank you. Any other protesters in the room? Any other? They'll wear out. They get tired after a while. They get tired. That was a Bernie. She had a Bernie sign, a big professionally made Bernie sign. You know, Bernie, our communist friend who's running. What a horrible thing. So those are Bernie signs right off the printing press, and they put him in. He's not doing so well anyway. I guess it's going to be her, but we'll see. You go ahead, take care of them. Get out of here. You know, if we do that to one of their rallies, you know what happens? Front page how bad we are, okay? Front page. We do that to one of their rallies, to Bernie or to Hillary, and they would say, isn't that terrible? The press, the dishonest press. They'd say, they're the most dishonest people in the world. They would say, isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? All right, get her out of here. Get her out. You notice they're all singles? They're all singles. One here, one here. All right. Unbelievable. Exciting though, right? Is it exciting? I mean, supposing this didn't happen, it really wouldn't be the same thing. Don't we agree? Wouldn't be quite the same. Okay, let's go. Come on. Let's go. We can sit down. Look, everyone's so excited. You want to sit down? Huh? Shit. I love you people. All right. Okay, are they out? Are they gone? Watch. After a few minutes, another one will pop up. It'll be a Bernie person. Oh, would I love to run against Bernie. Do you remember? Hey, wait. Do you remember when the two young women came up and took away his microphone? And he went to the back like a little, oh, they took away my mic. That doesn't happen to us, folks. That doesn't happen to us. So we were in Chicago yesterday, and it was amazing. We had 25,000 people coming, and we had disruption. They're disruptors. That's all they are, disruptors. And they really came. You had heirs there. You had all sorts of people. Not a lot of people that you'd like, but you know what? I sort of want to like everybody. But these were absolute disruptors. And rather than go through the whole process, I didn't want to see anybody get hurt. I got plenty of time. I mean, we're in no rush. Anybody in a rush? We're in no rush. We're in no rush. Yeah, get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Oh, look at those cameras they're shooting. Isn't that nice? Get them out. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else want to stand up? All right. Get him out of here. Get him out. Yeah, get him out. Boy, this place is packed. You know, we have thousands of people outside trying to get in, and these people are taking their place. It's not worth it. We have thousands trying to get in. I get them out. Anybody else? Well, it's a lot of people up there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we have to put up with, you and me and all of us. And we're trying to make this country great again, and it's really hard with people like this, I'll tell you. You know, when you think about it, we want a strong military, we want protection, we want to take care of our vets. Think of it. We want a good home, we want a great family, we want education, we want great health care, we want all things. What's to argue with, right? We're looking for the same thing as them, as anybody else. What's the point in doing what they do? They're disruptors. They're disruptors. And let me tell you, the reason they're doing it is because there's never been anything like this that's happened before. Because you know what, folks? We're going to take our country back from these people. We're going to take it back. These are bad, bad people. And we're going to take our country back from these people. We are going to take our country back from those people. They do nothing. They do nothing. We're going to bring it back, and we're going to make America great again, folks. We're going to make it great again. And you know, they're treated very gently, very, very gently. I told the police I knew there was going to be problems here. They said, why don't you cancel? I said, no, we're not canceling this time. Not going to cancel this time. And I told the police, you have weak people, and they're going to protest, and they're going to stand up as individuals because they don't have enough to do it as a group, and they're going to stand up. Be very gentle when you take them out. Very, very gentle, all right? And so the police are doing that. Okay, are they all out so far? Any new ones want to stand up? Anybody else want to stand up? I'll tell you what, there is nothing so interesting as a Trump rally, right? We are going to have. And I'll stand up all night, and we'll do this all night. And you know what? It's interesting, because we have thousands of people outside want to come in. So I know you probably have a few more. They'll stand up in the middle of a point. They always pick the right time. Oh, here's a good point he wants to make. Boom, they stand up. Almost we're better off if we don't say anything, because you hear that little weak voice up there? That's a protester. That's a protester. It's actually when all of the room goes, there they are, there they are. I say, oh, now I have to stop. Whereas that voice, you can't even hear it. It's pathetic. Okay. But yesterday in Chicago, 25,000 people coming. We were going to have 15,000 outside. We had speakers set up, 10,000 inside, and we had disruptors. I call them not protesters. I call them disruptors. They had all professionally made signs. They're holding them up. It says Bernie on them, Bernie, good old Bernie. You know, he was a lousy senator for a long time. All of a sudden he runs. He didn't do a damn thing in the Senate. And you have Hillary, you have some Hillary signs up. And Hillary, frankly, let's face it, you look at what's going on in the primaries, you look at what, they're down 35%. There's no excitement whatsoever. The Republicans, you know what? We are so far, millions and millions of people are showing up at the polls to vote. Thank you, and it's for me. It's not for, I tell you what, it's not for little Marco, and it's not for Lion Ted, okay? It's not for Lion, the biggest liar. This is the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life. It's not for Marco, it's not for Ted, and it's a great honor. I want to tell you, it is a great, great honor what's going on. Yeah, get him out, get him out, get him out. These people. And then, you know what? And then the audience gets rough with them, and the press says, how dare they? How dare they? Try not to get too involved up there. Don't hurt the person. Don't hurt the person. See, I'm a non-violent person. Did you know that about me? Non-violent. Try not to hurt the person. Thank you. Thank you, police. The police do a good job. Look at this. Look at the abuse our police are taking from this person. No, look at the abuse they take. Boy, oh boy. We're going to have to go back about 15 or 20 years, I think, folks, because what we're doing in this country now, it's not working. I want to tell you. Not working. It is not working. You know, just organized nonsense. It's just nonsense. You know, we have a First Amendment right. We have a freedom of speech, and we're not allowed to do that because of this garbage right over here. We're not allowed to do that. But we'll do it because we all have a long time together. That's okay. We'll do it. Okay. Well, I'm going to defend you. Believe me, we're going to defend you. And I'll tell you, if somebody like Hillary gets in, you're not going to be defended. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. They're going to end up with 4 more Supreme Court judges, and you'll never recover as a country in a million years. And we have something happening with us now. Millions and millions of people are going to the polls that have never gone. They're going out and voting. On the Republican side, by the way, as I said, Democrats down 35%. Bernie doesn't inspire. It's a little group that want a free lunch. That's all it is. That's all it is. And Hillary has 0 inspirational quality, let's face it. So they're down, just listen to this. From 4 years ago, they're down 35%. We're up, I mean, we have states 102% up, 75% up, 60% up. Millions of people are going and voting, ideally for me, because I've won so much, but they're voting, and some never voted before. Many are Democrats, they came over. Many are independents, and many, many, many are people that never voted before. When I sign, and I'll do that in a little while, and when I shake hands with people, people tell me, I'm telling you, every 10th person tells me, Mr. Trump, like a 50-year-old guy, 60-year-old people, a 70-year-old. Actually, my all-time was a woman, 93 years old in Tennessee. She never voted before, and she's got a Trump shirt on. An incredible woman. Never voted before. She's 93 years old. But we have people. By the way, it's called a movement. In the history of the United States, and I say it in front of these lying, thieving reporters, they're the worst. And by the way, if I say it and it's wrong, they'll have a big headline. Trump was wrong, but they're reporting it anyway. They have to report it. At some point, they report the truth. In the history of the country, there's never been anything like this, folks. The Republicans were not doing exactly well. We had stiffs like Mitt Romney running for office who failed so damn badly. Who, by the way, that should have been an easy election. We're running against a failed president, and he fails to show up. The last month, what happened to him? He failed to show up, and he got creamed. He got beaten badly. Sadly, but he got beaten badly. All right, so here's the story. We have millions of people. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get them out. Get them out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, thank you. By the way, what do they do? Do they arrest these people? What happens? Do they arrest them? Or do they just put them outside? I hope they arrest these people because they're really violating all of us, okay? And I hope they're arrested. I hope they're arrested, because honestly, they should be. And you don't see this stuff happening at other rallies, at let's say, liberal rallies. You don't see it happening. It doesn't happen. You guys don't go to their rally. Number one, you'd get very bored very quickly, I'll tell you. All right. I hope you arrest these people, because I'll tell you, they deserve to be arrested. And some of them are very violent, but I'm going to ask that you arrest them. I'll file whatever charges you want. Who the hell knows? You know what? If they want to do this, I say to the rest of the room, because we're going to go strongly for your arrest, and I'm going to do this from now on. Let's ruin the rest. They're going to ruin the rest of their lives. If they want to do this, let them have a big arrest mark. They got arrested for whatever it is. And by the way, some of these people are swinging. You know, we don't swing. They're swinging, meaning this. They're swinging. And you know what? That's not right. It's not right, folks. Okay? And then if you swing back, it's like, oh, we were terrible. We were terrible. So I hope you arrest them and do whatever you have to do. And you know what? Once that starts happening, we're not going to have any more protesters, folks. We're not going to have any more protesters. So in Chicago, we had 25,000 people. We had 3,000 or 4,000 protesters. They all came at the exact same time, which means it's an organized deal. And it's organized by the group that endorsed Bernie. And you know, they said, oh, well, no. But then they came out and they said they did it, moveon.org. Third-rate organization. They finally think they have some power. Bernie, by the way, doesn't draw nearly as well as we do, folks. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. But, so we had 25,000, and I had a decision to make. Do I go and speak and watch an unbelievable riot where a lot of people are going to get hurt and maybe killed? Or do I say, I'm not going to do it? And I said, you know, and I was totally safe, but the people are going to be fighting. It would have been horrible. I said, you know what? Let's not do it. And it turned out to be a great, great decision. Nobody was hurt. Listen to this. Nobody was hurt. I got great credit for good reaction under pressure, which is always nice, right? You have to react under pressure. Our president doesn't know how to react under pressure. Our president is incompetent. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And then one of these people from that organization, they were on one of the stations last night, they said, I think we made a mistake. Trump got more publicity because of this than he would have ever gotten by speaking to 25,000 people. But safety is important. So today, so that was yesterday, Chicago, really worked out well. And we all got a lot of credit. And frankly, so good. People weren't, within reason, they weren't even hurt. It was amazing the way it worked out. Everybody dispersed. And then I'm watching a couple of the programs, by the way, and I'm watching shots from 4 hours before, like it's live, like it's going on. And then I said, well, it can't be live because they're all dispersed. I call up, they're all dispersed. Then I say, wait a minute, I just saw that 20 minutes ago. They kept rerunning it over and over and over like it's live television. Dishonest reporting, dishonest media, very, very unfair. Okay. So today, we went to Cleveland second, and they were incredible. We had a tremendous 27,000 people in this incredible place. But before Cleveland, we were in Dayton, Ohio. And the crowd was unbelievable. In fact, really incredible. We didn't have anything like this. We had very little disruption. It was going along. And all of a sudden, the people in the front row start screaming, be careful, watch it. I'm speaking, I'm saying, what's this all about? I look back, and there's a guy charging the stage. And I mean charging. He put on a bull rush, charging the stage. And I have to tell you, folks, the Secret Service was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stand up. Look at these guys. They were unbelievable. You know, We have to give credit where credit is due. You know, the Secret Service, they got a little bad publicity. They don't deserve. This is a great group of people. I've gotten to know them. You know, the crowds have been so large, they said we have to have Secret Service. And I've gotten to know so many of them. These are incredible people, incredible individuals, and they are tough. So this guy charges. The people are screaming from the front row. This guy is charging from behind because we were in this hangar. It's a massive hangar, much bigger than this. The room was full. We moved the stage way back. It kept going back. And then we just put a lot of people back in back of it. The place was packed. But this guy jumps over a railing that's this high. In fact, the people that were next to him couldn't believe it. And he was clapping like this, the whole thing, clapping, clapping. And then all of a sudden, boom, he jumps out. And they're screaming, look out, and I look out, and I see this guy charging. Now I'm elevated, but they're charging. He's charging. He's got his girlfriend in the back screaming like crazy, screaming like a total maniac. And this guy is running, and the Secret Service guys, he just got to the stage, and the Secret Service guys hit him like you wouldn't believe. They took him out. Man. And he was a tough guy. He was a strong guy. In fact, the people couldn't believe that from a standing jump, he was able to get over a 50-inch railing. That's a hard thing to do. So in a certain way, I guess he was in pretty good shape, but strong. But he got over this railing, and you know, just phony people, clapping, 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 says, you ready? Jumps over, tries to make a rush at me. Now, I was ready. I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been out there fighting, folks. I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that. So you probably saw on television today, I'm turning around, I'm saying, what's going on? And I got it from, and those people were so great. The heart, you know, they were scared. They're looking, watch out, Mr. Trump, watch out, watch out. And I turn around, and I see this guy just totally rushing the stage. And he gets to the thing. He actually had his hand on, or a couple of hands on the stage. And I will tell you, he got taken down. You would not believe it. He has got to be one very sore person. But that's not the terrible part. The terrible part, I'm going to tell you, right? So they bring him into a court, and they process him, and the judge lets him go. Okay. All right. Now, let me tell you, if he would have gotten on stage, it would have been a problem, to be honest, because it would have been a problem, because he was looking to do harm. This wasn't a guy that was looking to, you know, have a little fun. This was a guy that was looking to do harm. So the judge let him go. And then one of my people said, wow, they found his name. And it was probably ISIS or ISIS related. You believe it? And then they go online. My people found this. Then they go online, and they find the guy is playing all sorts of very, let's say, music that you wouldn't be liking, dragging an American flag along the sidewalk, making all sorts of gestures, having all sorts of things on the internet, and he's probably or possibly ISIS related. Now, let me just tell you where I have some real problems. Number one, that should have been found out, okay? It shouldn't be found out by one of my internet people. Number two, this guy should be in jail right now. He shouldn't be out. This guy should be in jail. He should be in jail. And for a judge to let him go is incredible, but he should be in jail. Yeah, law and order. It's called law and order. Who said that? That man. Now, you know what you said is a terrible thing. A lot of people say, law and order, that's a terrible thing to say. Law and order. You're right. You're right. So they let him go, and after they let him go, they found all this stuff about his real love and where he comes from and the whole thing. Now, who knows what's going to happen when they go back to get him? Who knows if they're ever going to find him again, folks? But our courts have to get tougher and sharper and smarter, or we are we're going to be in a lot of trouble as a country. We already are. We already are. I mean, even here today, I said to the police today, look, you're going to have some protests, because I know this. I mean, I'm pretty good at this stuff. And I said, you're going to have some protests. And by the way, in Dayton, other than him, it was so beautiful. In Cleveland, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. The hall, the crowd was massive. You know, this one is packed, but it's a much smaller venue, and that's why so many people can't get in. They're outside. I hate to waste seats on this people that we take out. I just hate to waste the seats. I hate to waste the time. But think of this, look. So you got this guy out there. He's ISIS related, all sorts of stuff back and forth. And I'm saying to myself, who would let a guy, what country would let a guy, and I mean to tell you, he went through, and he was a tough cookie, and he came through that thing. And if these guys weren't trained, tough, strong professionals, he would have gotten through easily, okay? He would have gotten, they were all over him. Man, did he get taken down. He got taken down like a sack of potatoes. It was wow. I mean, amazing. But honestly, the Secret Service, they were so incredible. But now the judge lets him go, and now they find out he's ISIS related or could be ISIS related. Certainly, he's not in love with our country, that I can tell you, okay? And we got to get tougher, folks, and we got to get smarter. We have to get smarter, you know? We had a case where at the last debate before this, did I win that debate, that last debate? I mean, you know, my daughter said, Ivanka, and my wife, Melania, they said, Dad, darling, don't fight back. Don't get the evangelical vote. Number one, I'm a good Christian. I am a good Christian. And by the way, I'm not going to allow that if we win, we're going to be saying Merry Christmas again when it's Christmas, okay? Because you don't say it anymore. So during the previous debate, you have one of these other people. Get them out of here. Go ahead. Get out. Get out. Bing, bing. Get them out. You can see they're dying off, folks. You can see. They're losing their steam. We never give up, do we? We never, ever give up. We never give up. So one of the moderators asked a question to Lion Ted, and they said, Senator Cruz, born in Canada, raised for 4 years in Canada, a real question as to whether or not he can even run. Let's find out. But they say, that is a real question, by the way. There are a lot of people that think you have to be born on our land, okay? You can't be born in Canada, raised there for 4 or 5 years. He was a Canadian citizen until 16 months ago. Give me a break, okay? I mean, what is this? I mean, are we supposed to have laws, or are we supposed to be playing games? But anyway, let him run. He's not going to win anyway. Who cares? But look. So they asked Lion Ted, they said, they didn't call him Lion Ted, they said, Mr. Senator. I said, Lion Ted, that's a pretty bad answer. They talked about waterboarding, right? You remember. And they said, let me ask you, Senator, waterboarding. Are you in favor or are you against? And, you know, something to that effect. And he didn't want to answer it because, you know, he didn't like the question. He doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't, he likes it in one way, but he's politically correct. He wants to be careful. Got to stop with this political correctness, folks. It's killing us, okay? It's killing us. So what do you think, Senator? And he didn't want to really answer. He gave a very bad, you know, he's a good debater, but he's a bad talker. You understand what that means, right? Good debater, but I beat him in the debates. I don't know, where's this coming? But he's a good debater, bad talker. So here's what happens. So he didn't want to answer. Then they look at me. What do you think of waterboarding, Mr. Trump? Now, I didn't just say it's good. I said, listen, in the Middle East, they're chopping off heads. In the Middle East, they're drowning people in cages like animals. They're drowning people, 40, 50 people in cages. They're putting them in, dumping them for 1 hour, pulling it up, everyone dead. This hasn't happened since medieval times. When I'd read, I always loved history. And I'd read about different periods. And I'm thinking medieval times, right? That's like where the chopping of the heads. And we only saw it with James Foley, this beautiful person whose parents I got to know, incredible people. I helped them with their foundation. But these are great people. And the son was this beautiful person. And that was the first we saw of it, James Foley. And then it happened with others. And then you'd see 20 of them and 15 of them. And if you were Christian, you were really in trouble. So they're chopping off the heads of Christians. And I said, and anybody else that got in their way, These are animals, folks. These are animals. These aren't people. These are animals. And I was against going into Iraq. You know, they'll say, oh, well, he wasn't right. Let me tell you, believe me, I was against. It was a mistake to go in. It was a tremendous mistake the way Obama got us out, because the way he got it, remember I said, keep the oil, keep the oil. You know, in the old days, they had an expression, to the victor belong the spoils, right? Right? We were the victor, if you call it a victor. We get nothing. You know what we get? We spend $2 trillion on a stupid war that totally destabilized the Middle East, that Iran now takes over Iraq without firing a bullet. Forever they've been trying to take over, they've been fighting back and forth, but the militaries were even. So they'd fight and fight for 2-3 years, bombs this way, bombs, nothing happened, they'd rest. Then they go back and fight. We decapitated one of the armies, we decapitated one of the countries. We leave, Iran's taking it over. Second richest oil reserves in the world is Iraq. Nobody knows that. Iran's getting that. Iran's getting $150 billion. This crazy deal that was made by Secretary Kerry, who is horrible. Never once walked, right? Never once walked. Never once walked. So anyway, so I said to him, they're decapitating people, they're drowning people, and they're chopping off heads. Yes, I'm in favor of waterboarding, okay? And I said, and as far as I'm concerned, you can go a lot stronger than waterboarding if you'd like. And believe me, it works. It works. You know, I watch some of these weak generals say, oh, waterboarding, sir. It works, folks, okay? We got a lot of information. And not that I want it, not that I like it. I hate the concept of any kind of torture. It's horrible. But they're chopping off heads, and they're drowning people by the dozens. And what do we have? And then I hear that Mr. Trump said a horrible thing because he's not going by the law. And the law doesn't allow, because of Obama, he brought it up one step higher, doesn't allow waterboarding anymore, right? So I said, no, I want to obey the laws. We have to obey the laws. But think of it, folks. They chop off heads, and we talk about we can't do waterboarding. And think of this. We have dinner, right? Tonight you're going home, you're having dinner. I have dinner, you have dinner. We all have dinner. You guys up there. Boy, that's a lot of people. Those are actually good seats. They get a good view of all this stuff, right? Beautiful. But let me just tell you, and thank you for being here. Thank you. And especially thank you to the people outside who didn't even get in. I think they have loudspeakers outside, but that's not quite the same thing. They don't get to see the action, right? So here's the story. They have dinner, we have dinner, we all have dinner. Well, ISIS, we're dealing with scum. But they have dinner. Can you imagine these guys sitting around at dinner saying that the stupid Americans aren't allowing waterboarding, which a lot of people don't consider torture. You know, it's a question. Who knows? It is, it isn't. It's like the mildest form. So some people think it's torture, some people don't. It's like a borderline. So they cut off heads, they chop off heads, and we can't waterboard. So what we're doing is we're playing on a different field. We have rules and regulations, they have nothing. You don't win wars like that, folks. We have to increase our rules and regulations so we can play a tougher game, okay? We have to change our laws. So here's something, a friend of mine who's very rich, and I've done it one time before, I believe, but I read it, I think it's incredible. Done by Al Wilson years ago, and it was written, and think in terms of terror and terrorism, because we've got to stop the problem, folks. We're going to build up our military, and we are going to be so strong, so powerful, that nobody's going to mess with us anymore, all right? Nobody. So here's a little poem that was written. I guess it was put in the form of a song, but a friend of mine who's really successful said, you gotta read that again. You gotta read it. You gotta read it to the folks in Kansas City. You gotta read it. I said, I'll do it. And I took it out, and I might have done it once or twice, but I love it. I think it's so great. Think of this in terms of terror and in terms of terrorists, okay? Because we negotiate, we bargain. Sometimes you can't bargain so well. You have to show strength. You have to show strength. On her way to work one morning, what? Is he with us or against us? Are you with us or against us? You know, sometimes somebody stands up and they're with me. I think they're protesters, okay? Are you a protester? Are you a protester? Where is this guy? I guess he's with us. Okay, ready? I hope they get put in, I hope these guys get thrown into a jail. They'll never do it again. It'll destroy their record. They'll have to explain to mom and dad why they have a police record and why they can't get a job. And you know what? I'm going to start pressing charges against all these people. Okay? And then we won't have a problem. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to ruin somebody's life. They're probably good kids. You know, they're probably good kids. I don't want to ruin people's lives. But the only way we're going to stop this craziness is if we press charges. Because then their lives are going to be ruined. They're going to know their lives are going to be ruined. So I'll just tell you folks, from now on, if you do anything, we're pressing charges, okay? So this is called the snake. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk, and then laid him by the fireside with honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. "Take me in, O tender woman, take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried, "but if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died." Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Right? Right? There was no way I'm stopping for that maniac in the last sentence. No way. So I think it's just great. It's life. You know what? It's life. And that's what we do. We're soft. We're weak. People take advantage of us. We're being taken advantage of in trade. Trade is a disaster. We're losing $500 billion a year with China. And just like on war, we're playing by different rules. We're supposed to have free trade. I love free trade. I think free trade's great. But with China, we don't have free trade. We don't have free trade with anybody. We pretend it's free trade. China can sell its products, no tax, no nothing, no problems, no nothing. We can't get our products into China to sell. And when we do, they charge a big, fat, beautiful tax, okay? Now, Mexico is killing us at the border, and they're killing us likewise in trade. You have many, you know, in Ohio, I was making a speech in this massive ex-plant. It used to be a plant. They moved, probably to Mexico. I didn't ask about that one, but the people that owned it said it's so sad what's happening. Right over there is Ford. They're moving. You know where they're moving? Mexico. Right over there is another company moving to Mexico. Right over there is another company moving to Mexico. You know what happened with Carrier. You know what happened with Nabisco. Out of Chicago moving. Their big plant moving into Mexico. Pfizer's moving to Ireland. We're losing our businesses, folks. We're losing our jobs. We're losing our wealth. We're losing our country with stupid, stupid people. Stupid people are telling us what we should be doing. I don't mind free trade. I'm a free trader. I'm a very conservative person. They say he can't be conservative if he doesn't believe in free trade. I don't believe in free trade. I believe in really, really smart trade where we can come out on top. That's what I believe in. All right? I mean, I'm a free trader. You have this guy Cruz. He wants to approve the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It's a disaster. It's going to be a disaster for here. It's going to be a disaster no matter where you look. He's weak on illegal immigration. He wants amnesty. Ted Cruz is a disaster. I'll tell you what. He would be a big, big mistake. Number one. Number two, he can never beat Hillary. I'm the only one going to beat Hillary, okay? Assuming she can run. Assuming she can run, because after what she did, she should truly not be allowed to run. But we'll find out about that. We'll find out about that. But when you look at trade, so here's a story, and I'll give it to you, and it could be for any one of them. I have the greatest business people in the world as friends and enemies, and I know them all. I don't care if they're friends or enemies. It makes no difference. Because I'm self-funding my campaign. I don't need anybody's money. I would have more money than anybody ever. I've had friends say, Donald, can I give you 10 million? And I say, no, I don't want it. What? They don't even understand it. That's never happened to them before. At the Mar-a-Lago Club the other night, a friend of mine comes up, Donald, I'd like to give you $10 million for your campaign. Now, you have to understand, all my life I take, right? You know, I'm a business guy. I give contributions to everybody. I take. I get greedy. Take. I want more. Now, I'm going to get greedy for the United States. I'm going to take. All my life. So what happens is these guys are coming up and they're asking me to take this money, and I say, no. I will say this, look, I put my own money, I'm self-funding, but I tell you, I don't know if it's really that appreciated by the voters. I don't think anybody goes into the booth. Did I hear a voice back there? Oh, do I hear somebody wants to go to prison? No, nobody wants to go, nobody. You notice how quiet it is since I said that? When will we ever learn, liberal press? When will we ever learn, right? When will we ever? It's been very quiet. Anybody else want to protest? Do I hear any protesters? Any protesters? Any protesters? Now you can arrest her. Arrest her. Arrest her. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell Carrier. My daughter would say, and my wife would say, it's not presidential for you to call Carrier. And you know what I'm going to say? Who cares? I'm going to call Carrier. I'm going to say, you know what, folks? Good luck in Mexico. Hope you build a nice building. Enjoy yourself. Every time you make a unit, an air conditioning unit, you bring it into the United States, which has to go across real borders now, folks. You're going to pay a 35% tax, okay? And here's what's going to happen. They are going to call their lobbyists, but I can't be bought because it doesn't matter. I'm working for you, folks. They're going to call their special interest group. Within 24 hours, the head of Carrier is going to call me, and he's going to say, Mr. President, we have decided to stay in the United States. Thank you, sir. All right. So here's the end of the story. We don't win anymore, folks. We don't win. We don't win a trade. We get killed with everybody. We have the worst trade deals. We're going to have the best trade deals. We're going to use the smartest people. We're going to use the greatest business people in the world. They'll do it for nothing. They want to do it so badly. We don't win a trade. Our businesses are being ripped out of our country. Our jobs and money are being ripped out of our country. We owe $19 trillion. We owe China $1.7 trillion. We owe Japan, think of this, they sell cars. We owe them money. Okay, that's a trick, right? We owe them $1.5 trillion. Here's the story. We're going to win on trade. We're going to win with our vets. We're going to take care of our veterans. We're going to take care of our veterans. We're going to rebuild our military. We're going to be so strong, so powerful, nobody's ever going to mess with us. It's the cheapest single thing we can do, believe me. Instead of making it weak and saving, we're going to make it strong, and we won't have to fight wars because nobody's going to play games with us anymore like they do now, okay? Nobody. We're going to bring our education local. We're going to get rid of Common Core. It's a disaster. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. It's going to be repealed and replaced. We're going to have strong borders. We're not going to let the drugs pour in. We're not going to let people come in that are illegal. People can come in, but they have to come in legally. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. And Mexico, as sure as you're standing here, Mexico is going to pay for the wall. We have a trade deficit with Mexico of $58 billion a year. These two senators come up to me. First of all, they said you'd never build a wall. Now they're all saying, oh, we have to build a wall. Now they say you'll never get Mexico to pay. So look at this. You're all smart people. If we have $58 billion trade deficit with Mexico, meaning they're doing much better than we're doing, it's just another of the horrible deals. And if the wall is going to cost us approximately $10 billion, and I'll bring it ahead of schedule and under budget, because that's what I do, okay? So we're going to have a real wall. But if you have $56 and $58 billion trade deficits, and you have a $10 billion wall, guess what happens? It's real easy to get Mexico to pay for the wall. And once I explain that to them, they still don't understand it. And it doesn't matter if they understand it, because they're controlled by lobbyists and special interests. So even if they understand it, they're not going to do it. They're not going to create bidding for the pharmaceutical companies, because the pharmaceutical companies take care of all these people. Hey, look, nobody was better than me. You know, 8 months ago, I was the ultimate in the establishment. I know the system better than anybody, folks. We're going to fix the system. We have a broken country. We're going to fix our country. And we're going to win again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win with our military. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to win with our veterans. We're going to win at the border. We're going to win with our Second Amendment. We're not letting them chop up our Second Amendment. We're going to win with health care. Honestly, folks, we're going to start winning so much, and you're going to be so proud. Tuesday, you have to go out and vote, because otherwise we're just all wasting our time. We had a good time and all that, but you got to go out. We have a movement going on. It's covered all the time. Time magazine, I'm on the cover so much. It's covered, and it's not me, it's you. You're on the cover, not me. We have a movement going on, the likes of which has never been seen in this country, and they say it, and I couldn't say it if I didn't believe it, and I couldn't say it if they didn't agree. Let me tell you something. It's never been anything like this. But if we don't go out on Tuesday and vote, because we'll beat Hillary, it's going to be easy to beat Hillary once we start on her. But if you don't go out and vote, we've wasted our time. So just remember this. Go out and vote. You're going to remember this evening. You're going to say, I remember that evening. In 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, you're going to say, I remember that evening, and because of that evening, I went out on Tuesday and I voted, and that was one of the greatest things I ever did. Because you're going to be proud of your president, and you're going to be so proud of our country, and we are going to make America great again. We will make America great again.